Life continues here on Times Television. Still coming through in the program at around 7:30 will be our usual segment of What's in the Papers. So be on the lookout to find out some of the leading stories making headlines in today's papers. But in the studios, we are joined by Dr. Davie Zolowere, a Registrar and Chief Executive Officer at Medical Council of Malawi. He's joined us this morning to talk about a capacity building workshop collaboratively organized with Ministry of Health, which is bound to take place on the 18th to the 20th of March. First up, welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
May we learn in more on what Medical Council of Malawi is all about? Let's start there.
So, the Medical Council of Malawi is a parastatal established by an Act of Parliament through the Medical Practitioners and Dentists Act of 1987. So, it was established in order to protect the public and regulate and guide various health professions, particularly medical doctors, dentists, and allied health practitioners. So we have four main responsibilities. We obviously regulate the practitioners themselves. Secondly, we also regulate health facilities. Thirdly, we regulate training of the practitioners that we regulate as Medical Council. And then lastly, we also do handle healthcare related complaints from the public. So that's why we exist, so that when the public is getting services from facilities and from practitioners, they are getting the best care possible.
So we understand that you're partnered with the Ministry of Health, the Association of Medical Councils of Africa, to host a capacity building workshop from March. Is it 17th or 18th?
Arrival 17th, we'll have other activities on the 17th as well. Yeah, sure.
All right. And this will happen in the capital at the Bingo International Conference Center. Tell us more about the workshop.
Oh, it's an interesting workshop. It's the very first time that we're hosting this workshop in Malawi. Remember, Africa has 54 countries. So the Association of Medical Councils of Africa, it brings together all health regulators all over Africa. So for Malawi to have the opportunity of hosting this conference, from the 17th to the 20th of March is really a once opportunity in a very long time. So we're hosting this jointly with the Ministry of Health because obviously it's a line ministry and all the regulatory elements involve the ministry as part of the government. So we're hosting this event and we'll have regulators and senior government and health officials from all over Africa coming to Malawi. Of interest, the United States of America is also a member of the AMCOA. So it's an interesting actually conference that we're going to host as a nation.
All right, now as you're reading yourself to take up the next question, I want you to tilt it just a little bit to your left so that people should be in a position to also see you. But I understand the theme of this particular workshop is use of digital technology and innovation in strengthening governance and regulation in healthcare. How imperative is this particular theme?
So this is a very important theme. We are living in a world that has changed, advances in digital technology and various innovations in healthcare. So when we met as a Ministry of Health, as Medical Council, we want a Malawi that has adopted, a lot of these advances in technology, but it has to be applied now to healthcare. So we've got a lot of countries that have progressed quite a lot in using these technologies. So it's an opportunity where we want to learn but also share experiences on how we are implementing this in Malawi. So it will move from healthcare service delivery directly, but also even the training itself. How can we and how are we using technology to advance training so that at the end of the day, a Malawian or a patient receives, safe and high quality care?
On the sidelines, we're having a conversation that, this happens on a yearly basis, but in different African countries. Suffice to say that much as you have mentioned that it is the first time this is happening in the country. I'm moved to believe that you have attended several others, perhaps in the past, or you've gotten notes on some of the discussions that have unraveled in such type of, in such type of places. How has that propelled the performance of, the industry around Africa?
Really Yes, we've attended quite a couple every year. Last year we were in Kenya, the other year we were in South Africa. And the conversations have really impacted healthcare in the various countries where the participants come from. I remember last year we were focusing on health education. How can we improve regulation and the actual training of practitioners? And we have applied, several lessons that we actually learned from there. The other year, we were focusing on, safety of practitioners as they were offering health care. Yeah. So also we take those lessons and apply, on the ground to ensure that, the practitioners are safer, when they are offering health services. So yes, we've been having, interesting conversations that have really impacted how health care is provided in the various countries across Africa.
As we're aging close to wrapping up this conversation, let's get to talk about some of the stakeholders at the conference and how primarily this conference is bound to benefit Malawi.
So this is an important conference. We are having stakeholders from, central level like the Ministry of Health itself, but also owners of both public, like private facilities, universities and training institutions. We are going to have the practitioners and their associations available, but also all regulators that are involved in healthcare in one way or the other are also going to be available at this conference. And most importantly, the public and media are also available and welcome, because healthcare services at the end of the day, they are for every human being. Yeah. So everyone who is interested, it would be really important to know what to expect and then what goes into, provision of healthcare services. So obviously everybody would be really invited and welcome to attend this conference.
All right, perhaps any other related information that you may wish to put across before we wrap up?
Yes, this is really an important conference for Malawi, and we are partnering with, district health officers, the Ministry of Health, Christian Health Association of Malawi, the general public, banks, any partners who are really interested to partake and be part of this conference. The importance of the conference in impacting healthcare in Malawi cause that we all should actually take it up. And most importantly, this is the warm heart of Africa. So we need to give them an experience, that they will never forget, coming to Malawi. I believe that, having almost 200 delegates from outside of Malawi to come and attend this conference might have, a significant impact on us as a nation as well. So, yeah. We look forward to hosting this conference and hoping that it's going to have a positive impact on healthcare services in Malawi.
So looking forward to such an experience as well. But thank you very much for coming to it. It was a pleasure having a conversation with you.
Thanks for having me.
Dr. Davie Zolowere, Registrar and Chief Executive Officer at Medical Council of Malawi, telling us more about a capacity building workshop which has been collaboratively organized with Ministry of Health and bound to take place on the 18th to the 20th of March this year. Today's edition of Breakfast Live continues.